Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. It's your boy Real Talk Marv. Happy Women's Month. It's March. We're gonna have the ladies represent. You know, Friday was Women's Day. We have some strong sisters on the panel.
Yes,
So shout out to you. Women make the world go round.
Yes.
In case you didn't know that, in case you need to be reminded. So, I'm just glad to have you ladies in the building. Like always, I'm gonna have people introduce themselves as Real Talk Marv.
I'm Jasmine Coward.
Stephanie Fisher.
Amanda, greedy gut with the little butt.
It's your boy Cliff Brockbanam. Yeah. So, it's National Women's Month. So, it's good to see ladies doing their thing. We have people, everybody on the panel, have a business or business things that they're doing. So we want you guys to shout that out. But, I think it's more than just, just like Black History Month, we get 1 month. Women's Month, we get 1 month. But, like I said, women run the world. Women don't get enough credit for the things they're doing. So, kudos to you guys for like handling your business, doing your hustle and stuff like that. Captain Marvel came out on Friday.
I was just about to say, speaking
right?
of women power,
and she,
Captain Marvel.
I seen the show, no spoiler. I seen the movie, no spoilers. But like in the end, she comes into her element. She finds herself.
Love it.
And she's one of the most powerful heroes out in the Marvel universe.
Dope ass movie.
More powerful than a lot of the other characters there, and they designed her that way to show the strength of women. So
I love that.
if you haven't seen Captain Marvel, go out.
I didn't see it. I want to see
Go
it.
out and see it. People are criticizing, oh, it's not good and stuff like. People always are always
It's
gonna
the
have criticism.
first one. The first
But
one.
not
was
only
like
that,
an
but
intro.
I feel purposely because they're trying to push the woman having a strong role. There's some people throwing little jabs at it. There was people, Bria Larson, who's the actress playing Captain Marvel. She has said some things like she want to see diversity come out to come see these things. She just doesn't want it to be like, the typical Marvel nerd to come see it. She wants women to see it. She wants people of color to see it. She want to have diversity. And then people got upset at her for that.
So sensitive. Too
Exactly.
fucking sensitive.
Because when people want to sabotage you doing your thing, they're going to find something wrong with anything that you say.
Absolutely true.
It's sort of like when people say, this is a sidebar, but when people like Black Lives Matter, then someone goes, well, all lives matter. No, we're not talking about that all lives don't matter. Why steal somebody thunder? But anyway, so we're going to get into the show. And then, matter of fact, before we get into the show, I want to give you guys a chance to shout out what you got going. We'll talk about it more in the end, but right now, let them know what you got going on and how they can find you, things like that.
Okay. Well, basically, I'm the owner and artistic director of Epic Dance. We're located in the heart of Jamaica, Queens, South Side.
Southside, we outside.
The exact address is 137-42 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard. Guy R. Brewer, we in Jamaica, Queens. So shout out to all my Jamaica, Queens people.
Yes.
First of all, shout out to all my Epic Dance fam. We have a lot of support. My older girls, level 3. I know y'all tuning in. I love y'all. Y'all know y'all my heart. Basically, Black-owned dance school. We're in our 9th year. It's been a lot of work. I built it from the ground up. Never took out a loan. Just saved money.
Dope. That's
That's
really,
dope.
really
Save
dope.
That's
money.
dope.
I'm actually proud because I was actually able to quit my job back in August.
Yes.
I
Very
was
good.
working.
Congrats to that, right? Congrats. Because that's the hustle I'm trying to do. Right? So kudos to that.
Shout out to everybody who was on it. I don't know if it should have taken me 9 years, but I did it.
Everything happened.
Everything happened in God's time, in your time, right?
Absolutely.
That's
So
beautiful.
that's what I'm doing right now. People go, oh, you quit your job, to do dance school full time. I'm like, no, I was doing everything full time, dance school full time. So it's been very enlightening just to be straight entrepreneur and just still give my
Yes,
kids
that's
not
right.
just 100%, but 150%.
That's right.
So we do competitions. We also have ballet, modern, jazz, tap, hip hop. When we go to comp, we win. So shout out to
I like that.
That's
shout out
right.
to the Epic Dance competition team.
we win.
And then we service youth 3 years old and up. We call our level ones them babies. They kill it. They're like the stars of the show. It don't matter what type of leaps, flips, whatever the older girls do. The babies come on, it's a wrap. So shout out to my level 1 kids. And then actually this year we've been doing a push to really include our adults. So we have our famous now sip and strut class.
Yes.
So that's where
And
Stephanie comes
give
in.
them example of what sip and strut is, right?
Okay.
Because this sounds good.
It does sound good, right?
We gotta
So
know.
for me, it's like a play on a sip and paint. However, anything I do, my heart has to be behind it, and dance is my passion. So it's like, oh, sip is not sip and dance. That's right, sip and strut. So you come, you wear your heels, and then like we have different components. Stephanie, she provides all the drinks, and you sip. You gotta lose. It's the liquid courage, and then fantastic. It's like a non-judgmental, free class that embraces women empowerment and our sexuality as well. You know, the last one we did was back in March. We have one coming up now on March 23rd. The tickets are on Eventbrite right now. Almost
Okay.
sold out, but they're still there. Type in Epic Dance. You're gonna see Sip and Strut, and we're there. But a lot of the women came up to me after the last event, and they was like, "Wow, thank you for this. I needed this." Me and the girls, "Oh, this is great." I had a person who's a former cancer survivor. She was like, "Wow, like I'm better," and this was awesome, and keep doing it. So we're going to keep doing it. I'm having a special one for my birthday. My birthday's on March 22nd.
I was going to say, when's your birthday?
Yeah, I'm an Aries. Shout out to my Aries. You know, if you didn't know, you're going to know by the end of this podcast. You know? but we have one coming up. My birthday's that's actually my 35th birthday.
Nice.
You know, and just to tie into what you said, I think it's dope what you said as far as like she finally came into her own, and then that made her the most powerful. That's how I feel at this stage of my life, turning 35.
Beautiful.
There's nothing better than kind of just when you realize, oh, I'm at this different place, you know, and I feel the most powerful. It's not really much people can say to me right now that's going to make me feel like I can't do anything that I set my mind to.
That's beautiful.
Very good. That's what's up. Nice.
Shout out to Jasmine real quick, right? Because
Shout out to Jasmine who just stole the show
it's Sunday,
right now.
right? It's Sunday. I felt like you gave me a testimony right now, right?
Shout out to Shout out to Jasmine.
yes.
Keep doing
So
keep
you know
doing
what?
powerful
Thank you
things.
because you gave us a testament. It's Sunday. You know
You
what
are
I'm saying? You
fucking
blessed
amazing.
us. So that's what's up.
Dope.
Okay. So,
So also just to slide it over, this is actually one of my dance school parents.
okay.
You know, so with me, I do like to connect. If I see other people that's on it, then I connect with them. So she has helped my Sip and Strut to go to the next level.
Yes.
So she'll talk to you about her business. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. In the streets is SBB bartending, so Stephanie the beautiful bartender.
Okay.
I've been doing this for about 5 years now as far as bartending. Love it, love the excitement, love to see people just happy, drinking, setting free, letting free, and just enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
I started my own business because I wanted to separate myself from being inside just a regular bar.
Yes.
I want to expand it, so I do private events.
Okay.
So if you're having a private event, just like Jazz, she having a private event, staff, I need a bartender, take care of the bar. The bar is taken care of.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
I started a new venture as well as far as making drinks.
Mhm.
Everybody's used to the regular nutcracker,
Yeah.
as they would call it.
Yeah.
But I put a spin on it. Nutcrackers usually have cheap liquor inside of it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a cheap liquor. Nobody wants to get a headache.
Yeah.
I do top shelf alcohol.
Okay.
I have only top shelf. I have two blends right now. It's Hennessy Love. It's Hennessy mixed with other alcohol I can't tell you guys about.
Yeah. You can't tell the trade secret.
It's a secret.
Okay.
And then I have another mix. It's called Passion. Anyone had passion fruit before?
Yes, I love that. That's one of my favorite fruits.
So that's more of a vodka blend. So
Yeah.
I'll mix that with vodka and other blends I can't tell you about
Yes.
as well. But it's doing really good. The support, I was just telling Jazz, like the support in New York is so real for a young black woman. Just seeing the support and what do you need? Can we help? How can we spread the word? And it's just like, I started my business just doing it myself.
Yeah.
It's better that way. You
It
get
is
things
better.
done. You get everything done. No headaches, no back and forth. So
And you
taking
grow
the-
in your pace.
Yes.
You control the
How you
control
want
the
it.
expansion, so that's
So I
good.
just became LLC and my own business. I'm happy. I'm excited. I got the full-time position job, administrative assistant. My school is about to be finishing 2 months. I'm about to graduate my bachelor degree.
I love
Nice,
this.
nice. Yeah. See, shut up. Big up to the woman doing that thing.
Yes.
That's what's
I'm
up.
about to get
This show is dedicated for y'all, so talk
Yeah.
y'all shit.
Yeah, you know, so that's
into
good.
the
That's good.
hospital, run a portion of the hospital, start making that real money.
Yeah.
But I love
Congrats.
as a bartender and like seeing people happy and It's just fun.
Yeah.
My job is my
Right.
side hustle is not boring at all. I have
That's what's
fun
up.
with my
And that's when you know
what's
you really love it, when you're having fun doing it. I like
my
that.
Friday
And we're gonna talk more
You
about
bought
that
some.
during
You
the
bought
show.
some treats for us. Though.
Yes.
You bought some
You
treats.
gotta bring them out.
Don't
Right?
hold
'Cause
up.
we usually provide
Don't
beverages,
love
but you
treats.
have.
Listen,
got trees.
listen.
I want some of
I
that
want
passion love. Do you have passion love there?
I thought you was trying to hide the treats. You bought some treats. for
Nobody
us.
told me about the tree.
Yeah, you bought some treats for us.
Passion. This is my mini.
Okay.
Mini, I sell those-
Listen, beware.
They hit.
Beware.
Okay.
That last
Okay,
sugar strike.
listen. Can we get some of the treats?
I am so fucking excited right
I'll
now.
take that one.
These are the Hennessy.
Thank you.
You just give me whatever you.
Oh, she. Okay.
Okay.
I actually don't like Henny, but I want to taste it.
Yeah.
It's actually I had the
I
Henny
want
one.
to
It's
drink
good.
it because there's certain drinks that change my mind about Henny, and I have a feeling you would
So
definitely change
you
my
saying
mind.
this portion is
I'm
5?
all about passion.
These are my 10.
I need
These
your
are your
business
10,
card
okay.
ASAP. Like,
Your
yes.
business card.
Networking.
It's beautiful.
So
It's-
how do people get at you if they want you for your event and stuff?
Sorry about that. I'm on Instagram, SBB Bartending.
Okay.
You like the page, you need drinks, I do drop off.
Did you tag them on
Yeah.
Instagram?
I tagged her
Facebook.
individual on Facebook, but now that I know that, I'll tag you when we do poster show.
The
on
drink is
Instagram.
amazing.
Even
by
in
the
the
way.
comments, even in the comments, yeah.
Open it up.
Even in the comments, you can go and tag in the
Yes.
comments after the show.
Okay.
You know, your information, so people come back watch the show. They can get that information as well.
Awesome.
This is so cute. You just made me
I'm happy, right? Because I wasn't even expecting to have such a woman movement. Like, I wanted to make sure.
Well, here it goes.
well, you know, for Women's Month, we give that kind of stuff. But you guys kicked us off with that good energy. So
I
thank
love
you.
this.
Yes,
You
yes.
just
So,
made me happy.
without further ado, we're gonna jump into the show, right? And the
All right,
first
let's do
topic,
it.
which you kind of spoke on it a little bit, because of you saying how it took you a little while to get where you need to go, but you know what? It's all about the journey, right? It's all about the destination, but sometimes during that destination, you realize people come into your lives, people leave your lives, and sometimes in order to become the person you need to be, you got to lose weight. Not physical weight, but the weight of other people's demands in your life, right? So the first topic is, in order to grow, I had to let you go. Which means, like, sometimes not all relationships are going to work. Open Shirt Poppy just stepped into the building, so we need you to hurry up, and you're gonna have to squeeze in between these two beautiful ladies because we got limited space. So I think I might be jealous of the fact that you get to squeeze into these lovely ladies. I'm just kidding, wifey. Don't be mad, you know. But right? Good. So you know, it's Women's Month. They shouted out their businesses and stuff like that, you know. So you're also gonna have to share the mic with the ladies as well. But look how comfortable Open Shirt Poppy get. He meet these ladies and he's already comfortable, right? All right.
First of all, I'm excited because we're all coordinated. You know?
Yeah.
It was probably
Dressed in all black like the omen. Look at this. Look at all black. Because we can't be handle business, right? So yeah. Yeah. She came bearing treats, right? All right. So before we get too distracted, let me get back into the show. And so
We
it's
about to move this to a whole different direction. I think
so-
you gonna have to put this away, and we could just wing this whole thing. I promise you it'll be good.
but
All right, go back.
there's gonna be open time to, like, you know,
He's like, no,
freestyle.
I got the notes.
No,
Okay,
but you know
gotta
what?
do
We
it.
try to keep things in order. So in order to grow, I had to let you go. We're talking about how sometimes, you know, people come into your life for a season, and sometimes you got to let people go in order to become the person you need to be. So the first sub question is, how have you dealt with letting go people that may have been holding you back? I know it's tough, right? Because especially when you grow up in certain neighborhoods and then you try to better yourself, and then sometimes people you don't have interest with anymore. Like, you know, maybe they still want to smoke and drink all the time, and to you that's just like, nah, that's, you know, for fun, that's not my everyday kind of thing. So you grow past people. So, like, how have you dealt with growing past people?
There's so many ways I could talk about this. You know, as far as the hood stuff, you know, I get a lot of support from where I'm from. You know, I almost want to consider my dance school like the hood's dance school, because like everybody kid done came in there and stuff like that, and even if they don't, they come and they support, like, I see what you do, I'm proud of you. But as far as letting things go, I think some of my biggest supporters in the beginning, they started to become my biggest haters. Right, so to be honest with you, as I started getting really big, like, it was different. Like, when I first started Epic, my first year, From September to January, I only had 23 kids, right?
That's good to me. I don't know the numbers, but that sounds good to me.
It's that small. And, and by my first show, I had 33 kids, right? And I was really proud of that. And those initial people in the very beginning, they will ride for me because they knew it was the beginning. So they would help me with the initial bake sales and stuff like that. I really didn't have a lot of staff besides my teachers. I did all the taking of the money, the secretarial things. And then as I got bigger and more kids, it's like, oh, hire people. I don't have to do this. I could do what I want to do, is be the artistic director, worry about the quality of the dance education, and that's what really started picking things up. But then it's kind of like, the more kids I get, the more families I get. So now I can't give you that little special extra attention, but you know what? Because you built me since the beginning, I have an ode to you. I respect you. So if you ever need a little extension for the costume, I got you. Stuff like that. But after a while, it was kind of like, you don't need me anymore. So when they felt like I didn't need them anymore, then they started just turning different, and at first I would kind of just let them almost like walk over me, like they started talking to me all kinds of crazy, and for the sake of the kids, because I always do things for the kids, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna kick the kid out because of this, but then I'm not gonna lie to you, I got my first building where I'm at now 3 years ago, right? So I rented space out of the Rochester Village Community Center. When I made that jump to the building, a lot of people switched up, I have no idea what it was, but I think they thought I was the thing, but it's like, no, we all coming together.
You gotta grow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's part of your growth.
We all going together, but they were like just not with it, and then I made a promise to myself, like, yo, whatever I dealt with growing this business, when I go into the building, I'm not taking no negative stuff with me. So literally, when I moved into the building, I came up with this whole thing of, this is the year of the breakup. I broke up with the community center. I'm breaking up with negative energy. I'm also going to break up with people that don't feed my soul.
Yeah.
Because in order for me to do this, because I love what I do, my heart has to be behind it. And if it don't feel good, I don't want it. Okay. So it's at the point where I just be like, the parent is too negative. If we don't have a good bond and rapport, I'm sorry, your kid can't come. And that hurts, but it's like, it's a partnership. Especially when you do things in the community, it really is about the parent, the school, and the community. I'm the community, right? And if there's a rift, it's not going to work.
Okay.
It's not going to work. So stuff like that.
So, open shirt poppy. No, we're gonna go down the line. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So how have you dealt, with having to let people go that
That's funny. It's
kind
kind
of been holding you back?
It's kind of difficult for me
holding
to
you
answer because two reasons. I don't deal with a certain type of people. So the people that I deal with are usually genuine, straight up people. Now, yes, people will always switch up on you usually, but if I sense it or whatever, I'm a communicator. So I'm gonna talk to them. Maybe we can get to the root of it. Maybe I feel you switching up, and it's not actually that you're switching up. You could just be a little jealous. No, not jealous. I don't want to say jealous. Envious that I'm progressing the way I am, and you may not be progressing personally in your own thing.
Some people love the struggle, right? Some people love it when, like, I'm struggling, you struggling, so we could be best friends. But when your struggle starts to look a little bit like the road to success, oh, he think he made it. Oh, he acting funny. Why? Because I'm starting to put things together. I'm starting to figure it out. We can grow together, but sometimes people get so caught up with paying attention to what other people doing, they don't mind their own business, and this shit goes to the wayside.
Maybe I feel like, and then this has come from like that Cat Williams stand up. When he was like, you ain't doing it right. If you ain't got double the amount of haters next year that you got the year before, but I'm like,
it's tough for me to call people haters per se, but I know negative energy is definitely out there.
I feel like I don't have haters.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know, maybe not doing it right, or I just, like I said, I don't deal with a certain type of people.
Yeah. Sometimes people sub, so they subliminally giving you hate, and you just think you just don't pay attention to it. But it's out there. What do you?
For me, I look at life as, for people, is a reason, a season, and a lifetime. You're gonna be there for a reason. You may be there for a little season, and some people a lifetime. Growing up, I was always to myself, so I never dabbled in a lot of friendships and stuff like that. But as I started to grow up and seeing different females, I'm like, oh wow, females are really, better watch them corner your eyes a little bit. What's going on? Because me personally, I trust before I trust you first, and then when you break the trust, it's done.
Yes.
That's my whole
Absolutely.
thing. That's how I think, and a lot of people don't think like that, but that's how I am. So if you prove me that you're not genuine and you're not supporting enough me and what I'm trying to do, you know what? Maybe you was just for a season. You was just for that reason. It's time
What
to
do you
go.
think about Gritty Gut with the little butt?
Yes.
Greedy guy with the little butt.
Sidebar: little booties do
Little
matter.
booties matter, right?
You know,
Little booties matter.
I say that all the
everybody,
time.
Okay, don't forget about me. I love positivity. I try to keep positive people around me. So if I feel like someone's bringing me down or any type of negativity, I don't give a fuck. Like, just drop it.
So it's easy just to drop them.
It's easy to drop it. Sometimes you have to. You holding on to something, and that person is not holding on to you. So what are you holding on to? I lost a lot of friends, but it happens.
It happens.
And I still
It's
have
part
my
of the
life,
growth.
so, yeah.
What do you think,
exactly.
Cliff?
I just think, like, every year as a person, you should want to get better and grow, right?
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
if you're in the same circle and that person ain't making the adjustments, he got to stay behind. It's nothing personal. It's because I'm going a place that you just can't make it.
right?
You
Yeah.
understand? And, like, I always look at, with the New Year's goals and stuff, whatever. I don't do that. I look at it more like, all right, what did I do last year to make myself better? And then what I'm going to do this year, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And some people don't look at life like that. Some people, they want to have the same story, the same movement, same thing, and then realize they get mad when you pass them and you're doing so much better. Even with this podcast stuff, I got people that think I'm getting paid for podcasting automatically. I'm like, it doesn't work like that. It's a building process. But, sometimes you got to leave people behind, not because you don't love them, because they don't have the growth that you're moving forward. That's
I
all.
agree with that.
And then
Absolutely.
sometimes people are only comfortable with you in a certain light.
Right.
When you shine a little brighter than they're used to, you don't look as good to them. You're not cool to hang out with because all of a sudden you point out your shine points out their insecurities, right? They feel less than when people think, man, you got things going on. They start to say, wait a minute, let me evaluate myself. I don't have as much going on, or I'm not trying as hard. So then, instead of me addressing that, I'm just going to criticize other people.
But it could go one of two ways. Either your success is going to motivate your peoples around you, or it's going to make them feel that negative energy.
Or it's going to show you who's really for you and who's just around you because you there with them. So the next question: it's tough when the person holding you back is someone you love. And when I say love, not necessarily family, but like the person that you want to build with intimately, socially, family-wise, wifey, boyfriend, whatever. Sometimes it's that person that's holding you back. It's that person who you was good to be bae when you was in the struggle with them. But now that you're not struggling as much or you kind of have focus, they want to fight with you. Or they be like, oh, you think you all that? Oh, you think you going to leave me? You trying to leave me behind? Like I said, sometimes you pursuing stuff kind of turns on the insecurities in people. So, hold on a second. So, is it tough holding when the person holding you back is someone you love? Cliff was dying to talk, so go ahead.
He was ready.
Listen. It's definitely tough, right? I always say that. I'm like, you could be in a relationship with somebody and they could be jealous of your lifestyle.
Jealous of the lifestyle.
That's quote unquote of myself. Sometimes you could be in a relationship with somebody and they could be jealous of your lifestyle because your lifestyle incorporates, you're doing all these different things and they can't see why they can't do it themselves. And it's not a bad thing, but you got to evaluate, you got to step back and say to yourself, you know what? Is this person here for the long haul or for short term?
And that's hard because you want that person to grow with you.
Exactly,
You know what
but
I mean?
those are
We're going to talk more about it later, but sometimes people are jealous because you're happy and they're not.
Exactly. But those are the decisions you got to look back and says, like, as a person in my 30s, I, like, even with my friends and stuff, like, I don't judge people, but I could see that if you're not making moves, it's nothing personal. I just don't really want to associate with myself with you because I know where I'm trying to get and trying to go to, and then you're not on the same wave with me. It's not saying that I don't want to still hang out with you, whatever, but you got every year you got to build yourself. If you're not trying to build each other, what are we really doing here?
But
What
I'm sorry.
What do you think?
Oh no, I've been there before where you want that person to grow with you, but if the shit don't work, you just can't force it,
Yeah.
I want to say something. For me, I never really experienced. I don't allow people to take away from what I'm doing. All right, it is weird because the worst things in my personal life are the better the business has always gotten. Right, I always throw my
Because you get to
energy
divert
in
your
it.
energy.
Right, like so that's what's weird. I'm like that's not me. But I find I've been single for a little while now, and I find it harder the more successful I get to find someone that's equally based that could like kind of be on my level, because I find that a lot of guys like on paper they like, yo, you're like everything I want, like you this and that. But then when they actually have to sit down and have a convo with me or see what I'm about, and I'm like, yo, my business come first. This is my baby. This is going to be my future. I'm setting it up, and they can't. They like, whoa, never
They
mind.
can't understand that they're not the one for you.
Right.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
I can tell you why a little bit, kind of, because a lot of men sometimes like to have a woman that needs them.
Yes.
When they deal with a woman who's independent and has her own thing going, it's like it's sometimes.
See, the problem with men,
Some
that
people are
can't handle-
attracted in the control of that.
A lot of independent women don't need a lot of things. Okay, so I think certain men just can't handle the simple things. Like, I'm a very independent woman. I don't need a lot, but I do need that person for the love and everything. I don't need you to give me money. I don't need this. But let's say if I needed something fixed in my apartment, sure, come and help me fix it. I'm going to call you.
That's me.
But
I'll call you for the manly
let me
duties.
play devil's advocate. Sometimes also when a woman has a lot of things going on, they start talking crazy.
I don't know what that means.
Keep
I don't
it
know
a
what
buck.
that means.
Keep it a buck.
Mark,
I don't know.
please give us an
Yes,
example.
I'll give you an example.
Give us an example, 'cause I don't
Listen,
understand what you're
I
saying.
dated a girl who was more successful than I was as far as like, career or whatever.
Okay.
And then she would say like, it's cool that you got stuff going on, but if we get together, you're gonna have to stay at home, and you're gonna have to. That's the way she said
That
it.
was your experience.
But the way she said it, it wasn't a conversation.
You sound like Carl Winslow.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a
You know what
conversation.
that reminds me of? You know what that reminds me of, though? And this is not even a financial thing, because this was a chick I dated in high school. We neither one of us have a job or nothing.
Yeah.
But we had an argument, and she was like, I don't know what I said to her, but she was like, I don't need you. I ain't no ugly bitch. Like, I was like, what are you talking about right now?
Yeah, sometimes.
That was Kristen. Y'all remember Kristen, right?
Oh, why you shouting out names and shit?
We're really shouting.
But to get back to what you're saying, like you said, sometimes, in order for a man to see your worth, he has to see the value he can add to your life as far as how he can carry you forward. And if he can't do that for you, he's intimidated by that.
That's true. I agree with that.
Some men, not all men. So what about you, Stephanie? Is it tough if the person holding you back is someone that you love, someone that you're dating? Have you ever experienced that?
In my relationships, I've always been the one pushing. Like, what's next? What's next for you? What do you want to do next? Let's get your resume together. Let's do this. Let's do that. And yeah, sometimes it's hard to let go. I got cheated on because I was too independent.
That's horrible.
Wow.
No, but that happens though. That happens, right? Because the man
wow.
just feels like, you know what? Since she don't need me, I got to go out there and find someone who
I
needs
think
me.
we need to have us on the next show talking about this.
We can have a whole topic on that.
More than necessary of need. It was just more, I wanted you there.
Yeah.
I need to make my own money and provide for my kids and do what I need to do. If you want to spoil me rotten, you go right ahead.
Yeah.
But I can take care of the bills. Don't worry about that portion.
Yeah.
But it is hard. It is hard.
Just to add on, because to something you said, I'm like the simple person, right? I don't
It's
need a guy
ridiculous.
to provide for me in a certain type of way. Even though it's like, yo, if we actually gonna build, and you like, yo, here's money for your head, then I'm gonna take it, right? But I don't need it.
It's
and
nice.
When they don't,
It's
when
nice
they
to get
feel
it,
like,
but-
right, they don't understand like me. Yo, let's have a movie night. Let's cuddle up.
Right.
Like, I'm a quality
I
time
was just about to say
person.
I'm a quality time
right?
person.
So like
absolutely.
for me, it's like, yo, on some real, even before
the women are taking over.
no, it's quality time. And
No,
quality
because
time for me is not like
They don't
every
understand
day.
how simple that is. They
Yeah,
see
it's
an
big.
independent woman with her own business and taking care of her own thing, but it's something as simple as spend time with me.
Right.
That's it. That's it. And they just can't handle that.
I mean, 'cause a lot of times we out here chasing ideals. It's ideal for me to be the breadwinner, so I'm looking for someone who respects
If
that
that's
I'm a
the case,
breadwinner.
let's talk about it.
Here's my thing. Okay.
Since I don't get to play that role of breadwinner, now I question what's my role, what's my significance.
See, and that's someone who can't, like, for me, okay, I'm in a phase of my life, I'm turning 35, right? And I'm ready for the marriage. I'm ready for the kids and stuff like that. And the role for me, like, I intentionally date. I'm not going to date someone where I'm like, there's no, it's an intentional date. I'm not going to date you,
You
just
date
for the
with
moment.
goals. You date with aspiration.
Like, if we're going to date, we're going to build, right? And me, I'm a builder on my own. Right, so it's like, what are we doing with this? Like, all right, so like even for me, so long, you know why I built my business like this, and I sacrificed a lot of I feel like my good years, so that way I could provide and be there for my family. It's like, yo, we all, like, if my business is going up, and even if you're not as successful as me, but we together and we both rising. I'm rising, you rising with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Biggie and like like he was like, yo, Dream Alpha, we all coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Like, and a lot of people
Shout out
can't
to
get
Biggie.
that.
Shout out to Biggie.
His anniversary was yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
So that was a good tie-in.
That was a good throw-in. Shout out to Biggie, y'all.
So the last question on this topic is, how has your growth made friends think you acting different? Have you experienced that? I feel like I'm lucky, right? Because some of my closest people are in this room with me, right? And it's never been that case. But I've had people who felt like, because you may have got a certain credential, like a degree or something, or you work at a certain place, that they automatically assume that you think you're something, and you're just like, yo, I'm trying to figure it out like everybody else. While I was hanging out having fun, I was busting my ass in school and stuff like that, but I didn't think I'm better than you because of that.
You know what the problem is, and I realized that through my whole process of, I've been through a lot. We all got the same 24 hours.
That's a fact.
What you doing is important, right? So dudes might see, that's what social media do. Social media, listen, no disrespect. Social media make you, dudes are like, oh, you got it, you got this, whatever too. We got the same 24 hours.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Nobody put me on.
Nobody
gave
put
me
me
no-
on. Nobody motivated me. Nobody did nothing. We got the same 24 hours. Out of 24 hours, what are you doing to better yourself? And that's what I learned. Sometimes you got to step back and say to yourself, man, he got the same 24 hours. What I'm
Yeah.
doing to better myself?
Yeah.
And then you learn from there. You go from there.
What you said something cool. Like me, I'm trying my best to see how can I replace binge watching TV with learning about different skills, learning more
just
about
have
real
to
estate.
have that
You know,
discipline.
you got to light that fire under your ass, right? Because like you said, we all got the same 24/7, but at the same time, if you're not using it right, some people use it differently.
I mean, honestly, for me, I keep my circle very small. I've always been like that. I've never had more than like 4 or maybe 5 very tight-knit people. So I don't have that experience where it's like, yo, if I succeed and people around me aren't like, yo, to this day, I still have people like, I'm proud of you. I feel like a little kid. I'm like, ooh, like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I'm very progressive every year. It is like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? So I feel very blessed that I've never had that. But I'm also a true believer that when you do things and you're very genuine and you do it from the goodness of your heart,
Energy comes back to
right,
you.
it does. And I feel like this is why
definitely
I
agree
have
with
been
that.
blessed, because people know when I'm working with them kids, they people say, I know you love this. People tell me all the time, they brand spanking new in the dance, where they like, yo, we know you love this. And that I want that to radiate, right? Because then all that comes back. Or I don't want any negativity coming back. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like I haven't really experienced that with people close to me as far as friends. Actually, everybody, we support each other. And that's what it's about. It's about connecting. And what I know, I'm going to help you, and let's help each other. Even if that means like, yo, I'm having a stressful week. Girl, let's go out. Let's go get a drink. All right, cool. I just need that. All right, let me get some Taylor Port.
Yeah.
Teleport.
Oh, shit.
The hood wine choice. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next topic, right? And it still kind of speaks to the same sentiment, but it's finding your voice and your passion, right? Which I feel you're a really good person to speak on that, right? Because a lot of times we struggle to find our voice and our passion, right? A lot of times we learn to go get a good ass job, go to school and stuff like that, but we never are taught to like follow our passion, find our voice, find how we're gonna make our mark in this world, right? I feel like I'm finding that stuff out more later in life because I was chasing one particular path of success. And then you kind of get on that path, you halfway, you're just like, yo, I've been chasing this path for so long, I don't know why I'm on this path. But I was just told, get a good ass job, go to school, get your education. And then you find yourself like, I did these things and I'm still not happy. I'm not finding my voice and how I'm going to make my mark. So we're going to talk about that, right? First sub question is, have you found your voice and passion? So I know you can speak to this.
We gonna let Jazz.
Let me add this disclaimer, right? Let me add this disclaimer. We're coming shorter in time, so I want us to answer the questions and then give room for other people to jump in and answer as well.
Okay. I'm gonna do it really short. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
No.
We love passion.
No.
It's just time. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Really fast, I have to credit. I have found my voice, as you can see, right? But I have to shout out my mom because even from when I was a kid, dance was never. She always like, you love this, I'm gonna support it. She never once said anything like, you're gonna be poor, you're not gonna make it. This is not a job. She was like, yo, you wanna dance? I'm gonna support you. And what I think one of the biggest things she instilled when I was a kid was she would joke around. She'd be like, I'm gonna throw you and your sister on the corner. Y'all gonna make money. Yeah, we're gonna let you put on a little Michael Jackson performance.
Get light, hey!
No. I'm an '80s baby. We was like Michael Jackson in it. You know,
You saved it with the Michael Jackson
like,
for a second. I was like,
my mother. One of the things that she instilled, I always knew from a kid, my passion could bring me money. Right? And then, so it's weird how that's come up, so I have to shout out my mother for that. She never said, you have to do this, you have to do this. She was like, you graduate high school, get a job, and if you want to do this dance thing, do it. That's it. She kind of just let me find my way, so I appreciate that.
That's beautiful.
You say that we find our passion.
So have you found your voice?
I found your
Passion.
voice. My voice always been there. It's loud as hell sometimes. But as far as my passion, I wouldn't say I found my passion. It kind of switched though, because my priority now is more me secondary. My kids
first,
the
right?
kids first. So I'm more
Which
trying
is not
to
a
groom
bad
them.
thing, but
Not
you
a bad
still gotta
thing.
you still gotta dream for
Yeah.
Mike as well.
Oh, definitely. My dreams is light. I just dream that I'm able to go on vacation every 3 months, wherever I want to go. And
That's beautiful.
That's it. So whatever I have to do to get there, I mean, everything else is, secondary. But I'm gonna work hard regardless. And I just, like I said, I love to travel. I love to travel. I've been a few places, but I got a lot more places to go. So it's all about focusing and seeing the world. And then I want to groom them to I want them to really be able to fulfill their dreams, whatever that may be.
You know it's tough because every time I'm not a parent, but I know some people on the panel are parents. Every time I speak to someone who's a parent, they always say, I'm just living for my kids. And that's a beautiful thing to hear.
I don't talk.
But life is too long. Not too long. Life is too short to just say, I'm living for my
I'm living
kids.
for all of us.
Right. We got it. No. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, I just want people to also realize, your legacy, your kids are part of your legacy, and one of the most important things, your legacy. But at the same time, you have to continue to live for yourself. I know too many moms, too many dads, especially moms, who they sacrifice so much because of their kids that they never found happiness in their life.
No,
They went from being a teenager to a mom, and that's it. And once they was a mom, all they did was grind for their kids.
I incorporate
and listen,
everything. I try
and I'm not
to
knocking those
balance.
people, but I'm telling people you got to go out there and chase happy as well. You got to find your mark in this world. And when I say your voice, obviously everyone can talk and stuff like that, but I mean your voice as far as how you make change in the world, how you make change to the people around you or your community, and find passion. I found out doing this podcasting that, you know what, I have a passion to talk to people about what's going on, talk to people about how do we build ourselves, build our community, build our dreams. And I enjoy doing that. I enjoy having different people, whether you're a celebrity or not, discuss how you view the world, how you're trying to make a change, So go ahead, Stephanie.
Well, for me, I had kids very young.
But you still look young.
Thank you. So mine is 16 and 13. Well,
Yeah, you don't.
12, I should say.
You don't look like you could have.
She looks like she's in her
16
20s.
Yeah.
But, but
Black
having
don't
kids
crack.
young-
Black don't cry. Yeah.
Having kids young, I grew up with my kids. I experienced a lot with my kids on my own, the struggle and everything. And I was chasing the nursing degree, and then I was like, you know what? I want to be a nurse. I want to be in charge of people. I want to tell them what to do and how to do it, and let's get this done right and fix it. And then starting my whole career as like a bartender and everything like that, that really became my voice, my passion. I'm like a therapist to certain of my clients.
Yeah.
Come to the bar and have a
That's a fact.
conversation.
Many people
And
pour
I
out
was
their
like,
goddamn
wow.
heart at the bar.
Yes.
It's a fact.
A whole
And,
lot
and,
of-
don't, and let's keep it real. Don't let your bartender be cute.
oh, is it
Then all of a sudden you letting off more than you usually would.
The whole scene is just all the guys at the bar. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Guys, you have to go to your wife. and your girlfriend.
Exactly.
I don't want any beef today. Go home,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
But private events only. Oh, he missed the whole intro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found my passion. I
Yeah.
found my voice, and I love it.
What about you, Amanda?
Well, first I want to say about the whole kid thing, you always have to find your happiness, because if you're not happy as a person, you can't make your kids happy.
Yeah.
So I always take the time out for myself when my kids go to sleep or when they happen to go to their father's house or something like that. I always make sure that I make time for my happiness, so that way my home could be happy.
Right.
You know?
Self-care.
Self-care is so important. But yeah.
What about you? What about you, Claire?
I don't think I found my passion yet, but I got some things lined up that I've been working on, and then I'm living for my daughter though. I'm not gonna lie.
See?
You know what? No, you know why I say
There's
that?
nothing wrong
Because-
with that, but
you know why I say that, because I'm the type of person, I do a lot of things, and I feel like, and I'm turning 34 this year. What you call it, man? I feel like I've done it all for myself. You know, like now that just picking that little girl up, and she has so much personality and stuff, and I'm like, listen, like. It drives me to be great and to come up with certain things and say, you know what, I'm not finished because I know I gotta live for her. That's just me.
Yeah, but the reason why I say that, because obviously it's Women's Month, and I think about my mom's. Like, she always did everything for us. My mom didn't have a lot of people don't have a selfish woman, but when I tell you, she lived completely for her kids.
Do you think
So
that made
now-
her happy though?
Huh?
That might have been her happiness.
Yeah, but now
You know what I mean?
now
You
she's
gotta think
she's
about
running around doing things with the church and going on these trips, and we support it 100% because I feel like she deserved that. But I also feel like while she was younger, she should have did some of these things as well, but she just was so concentrated on her 4 kids. You know?
I mean,
So the next question on the topic is, what makes it so hard to find your purpose? Like I said, I've been working in finance since 2004. I went through the financial crunch of 2008, where a lot of businesses closed down, a lot of big huge banks like Bear Stearns no longer, Lehman Brothers, a lot of things crashed during that time period. So that was during my career and stuff like that. So I've been affected with layoffs and change like that, and I feel like I'm still struggling to find my pure purpose. That's why I love doing this show. Maybe this show's not my purpose, but it's definitely a passion that I have. But finding your purpose, how you're gonna make your mark in the world, is something that it's tough to find, right? So my question to the panel is, what makes it so hard to find your purpose?
I think what's hard to find for some people is the not having the proper guidance and support systems growing up. For me, I know if I didn't believe in God, I might not even know my purpose. So that's very important to me. Sometimes things don't always pan out the same way, and you gotta really pray. I pray a lot. But for a lot of people, and I say this all the time, I think everybody has a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Something that we're all great at, that you could do bigger, but no one's saying, yo, this is your thing. Like, this is it, and I'm going to help you. So some people just walk around lost all the time.
And when your purpose is not bringing in dollars, that's when you
People
feel
don't understand.
hurt.
You know what's so funny?
Right.
When I was in high school, right, this career people came and they said, whatever you're willing to do for free, that's what you're supposed to do
I've
in life.
always heard that saying.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to be a rapper, but it wasn't in my path though.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. It say, if you're willing to do it for free, that's what you're supposed to be in life. And I remember being like a teen, and anything in dance, anywhere, I would just volunteer. As I became a young adult, dance jobs came to me. I only interviewed for maybe 2 dance jobs my whole life. So that's a testament. Like, sometimes you got to put yourself out there and be willing to do stuff for free. Start from the bottom. So that's why Cliff is like, people think I'm making money. I'm like, ooh, I remember when I was just doing stuff for free, and then it's going to come to you. If you're really supposed to do it, it'll come to you.
Sidebar: if you thotting for free, that's still thotting for free, right? That's not. That's
That ain't.
just because you like thotting, that don't mean that's your purpose. Hold on, right? Because thotting's still not gonna get the bills paid
If you want to
unless
be
you're selling ass.
if you want to be a porn star, all right, and you need to practice your roles, you need to practice your moves.
Yeah.
No, Dotton can be a,
I had to break it up because we were serious and so.
Dotton could be an internship into porn if porn is what you want to do.
Right? But back to serious.
Back to
right?
serious topics.
What makes it so hard to find your purpose? Go ahead.
I think what makes it like just exactly what I was just explaining. People start to think about
That lives matter too, though. I had to put that out there.
people start to think about monetary things. Like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I need to make money. Especially if you get responsibilities early and you got mouths to feed. Everything changes. You know what I mean? You can't look at things the same. But I think that's what keeps people from following through and finding those passions, or even finding those passions but really pursuing them. It's because it's like, I love to do this, but I don't have enough time in the day.
Yeah.
It's not profitable.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it. I got to put it to the back burner. It gets put to the back burner. You know what I mean?
Even making the money that I make at my regular job, if I was making that podcasting, I would have quit my regular job months ago,
That's easy
right?
to say.
Maybe even if you was making a little less, right?
Even a little less, because it's a passion. It's something, I like reaching out to people. I like having these conversations, and I also feel like as you get older, even when you watch TV and stuff like that, how much TV you watch that really relates to your real life. It's an escape, but sometimes we need to have conversation about what's really going on with us, what's really going on in our life. I feel like too many outlets we have is either fantasy or drama and stuff like that, but not really what people are going through. So what about you, Amanda? What
think
makes it
it's
hard to find your purpose?
Sometimes finances, like
Yeah.
she said, she started without getting a loan, right? Some people would be like, damn, I really want to do this, but I have bad fucking credit. Oh, I don't have anywhere. They don't have anywhere to get.
I don't have a
services from.
space,
Right, exactly.
or things like that.
So I think that holds people back from their purpose.
What about you?
Lack of support. It's just
Yeah.
you know what it is. Sometimes it's hard for people to support you if they think you made it already.
Yeah.
Like, and I have these conversations every day with my boys. I got boys who sports agent and all this, and they're struggling not because they're not successful people and they don't know the business. It's because social media make you feel like you made it already, and somebody's gonna be like, man, I'm not supporting Cliff. Cliff got this, he got this, he got that. Man, fuck that. I'm gonna go across. If they know you own that restaurant, some friends are drive to 45 minutes out just not to eat from your restaurant. And it's
But
scary.
you know,
And it's scary.
You know what's the crazy thing about that?
Scary though. But you would never know that there wasn't like support. But it's little stuff they could do to show you what.
It's tough
Even the
because-
podcast, just sharing it.
Yeah.
How many? All of us here got 2,000 plus. I got to put it out there. All of us got 2,000 plus Facebook friends. How many of your real core friends are really sharing your video right now as we talk?
None.
It's none. And that's the sad thing, right? Because it's so tough, because it's just like, sometimes it's tough, right? Because when you're in a media game, you're always looking at likes, you're always looking at numbers, viewership and stuff like that. And then you'll see that your biggest supporters are people who you never met in your life.
That's a whole fact.
Are strangers.
Very, very
Yeah.
true.
There's been times where I'm just like, you know what? I'm not getting enough people in our immediate circles to support, and you think about giving up. Then a stranger will send you this deep-ass message about how they caught your show because someone shared it that you don't know, and that how keep up what you're doing. Like, encouragement from strangers. But people that you know and you talk about be like, yeah, I know you do a show. That's it. And I'm not mad at the people who are like that. I just feel like sometimes people feel like, you know what, they're not motivated to push you forward.
See, that's the thing too. You can't expect everybody to support you. So it's like, fuck it, I don't care. I have close friends that never purchased a candle from me, but I don't give a fuck.
I want a candle.
Oh, you want a candle?
I love
Okay.
candles.
Her candles smell good. I have this one candle. Yeah, I have this. That one candle I got from you was an orange something. I love it so much. Like I burned that motherfucker till it was empty. It was like empty, and I was lighting the bottom of the glass to get that smell. Yeah. All right. So the last question on this is, what things have you done differently that has made it possible for you to find your voice and passion, right? Because I feel like every year, every couple of months, you have to do something you never done before to get somewhere that you haven't been before, right? Like, I was on the other podcast, right? And then it didn't work out. But I'm thankful because
Now you got your own.
not that.
I'm just
Not only that, but I did something during that time that I never did before. And it just made me find a different voice and passion. And I was able to speak to people and meet people. And now I have friends and people who collaborate with me because they saw me on my previous podcast. So not like, I always say you have to try something different. Like I did a web series. I think you're going to do an episode on that web series coming up. And you just got to step out of your comfort zone. So what things do you plan this year to do for you to help you find your passion that you haven't done before?
I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing, but it wasn't something that I did initially. So like I remember when I first started school, for like the first 3 or 4 years, I had bad anxiety because I was so scared of failure. Like that's how crazy it was, right? And then I started realizing, Jazz, you're a planner. You research and you plan and you're very thorough. So it was like weird because I was like, I want to do this with dance school. I'm so scared. Is it gonna work? I used to stress myself out. And then after a while, it took me like to year 4 or 5, and I go, if I think it, I could do that because I know I'm gonna put the work behind it, right? So like for me, it's just like right now I'm on the path of if I think it, I'm gonna do it. If I say it out loud, I'm going to do it.
That's amazing.
You got to talk your success into existence, right? You have to say, you know what? I'm going to do this, and this is what changed my whole life. Because where I work in corporate, even though I don't feel like I've had the success that I have, it's so much pressure for certain things. And then you know what I say to myself? If it don't go right, I'm not gonna die, so I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
Right? It's not gonna kill you.
You never tried it, you'll feel
It's not
worse.
gonna kill you. A lot of times we freeze ourselves out of finding success or achievement, right?
Fear.
And even let's take it relationship wise, right? A lot of times we tell ourselves that you find someone and you're just like, oh, they're too cute, or this, that, and the other. You kind of freeze yourself out, like,
Too
yo.
cute.
But not everybody feel that way. Not everybody feel that way. Yeah, but sometimes we don't shoot our shot because we talk ourselves out of shooting our shot.
I got you.
God bless you if you don't. But some people. Yeah. But I say that to
There's a
say
whole
this.
lot of dudes in the DM.
But
I posted a gym pic and I had all kinds of DMs yesterday. So I don't know, people maybe.
That's a thirst trap, though. You striving.
thirst trap.
A
But
gym
I say that to say this.
You can't post
Really?
any pic without being in a
A
thirst
gym
trap.
pick.
No, but I say that to say this.
No, it's always a thirst
A
trap.
lot of times we shoot to be safe.
Why you taking pictures in the gym?
Because you proud of
You
your
supposed to
body.
be working out.
Well, this is going sidebar.
No, let me answer the question.
proud of
So
your weight
the
loss,
question,
you post
because
it.
we went on the sidebar, is
got it.
what are you going to do differently that you haven't done before to achieve your passion?
I am going to be selfish, and that may sound crazy, but
You think all the women... Let me stop. Let me mind my business.
he always.
Let me mind my
One
business.
time every show, this man gotta come for me. Either he's my therapist.
Listen.
or he
You
tears
didn't
me
call
down.
for me, so I shouldn't come for you. So I apologize for that.
Anyway,
But
back to my point. I'm gonna be a little selfish and just try to focus on, like you said, finding my happiness, doing the things. I always do the things I have to do, and to strive to get better. You know what I'm saying? Try to increase everything: my finances, my mental stability, my emotional place in life. So I'm gonna continue to do that. And I spoke about the kids before. I can still provide and do what I have to do with the kids and still be a little selfish because I have to take care of me. Self-preservation is very important. So that's why I'm just going to be selfish because and I'm going to still look out for my people. I know I'm all over the place right now because I'm a people pleaser. So I like to help out whenever I can.
Yeah.
But honestly, I kind of been stretching myself thin on that front and not been focusing on me enough. So that's what I mean when I
That's
say
why we gotta game plan. We gotta write goals. We gotta physically write out what certain things we're trying to accomplish. Because if you don't look at it and see it, you'll forget it. Because life stresses. What about you, Stephanie? What are you gonna do differently to help facilitate your passion and your voice?
I kind of already thought of that. As a bartender, as a business owner, it's so widespread that you can do so much things with it. So my last event, it was just like the bar was just chaos. It was like no structure. It was just all over the place. And I was like, I need to be a bar consultant. Like, I can make this happen. And I did 2 projects already, and they're very happy. And I was just like, you know what? I put it on my business card, bar beverage consultant, and it's working.
I love
It's
that.
working.
I love
You know,
that.
you got to just think of things outside the box. What can I add to this? My passion that can make it big and make me make the money I want to make and travel like you travel and drive the fancy car and buy a big house.
Nice. I have a homegirl, and she's gonna be on the show, and she's a hospitality expert, and like she goes to different big businesses, and she runs their coat check and their hospitality and stuff like that, and she's doing her own thing. So people out there making their own lanes, and we have to do that. We have to step out of being comfortable to do those things. What about you, Cliff? What are you gonna do differently this year that you've never done before to achieve your passion or your purpose?
I think I'm gonna get into some public speaking. Definitely gonna go outside the box, do that a little more. Cause listen, trust me, I got a lot of friends that call me for advice and stuff. What you call it?
Me
and
too.
They be like, "Yo, what you told me? Yo, that drink work, boy.
Yeah.
Relationship wise,
You giving out relationship advice?
I'm telling you, I saved a lot of dudes out of situations, relationship wise. No, just in general. Not just in general. I like, even when it just comes to just handle certain situations. Like, I have the idea for you, but sometimes I can't figure it out for myself. But so I'm definitely gonna go get into some public speaking, I think.
I like that you said that because a lot of people ask for advice and just try to like feed off of you and things like that. Is if you're a real person and you look at the situation as it is and tell it as it is, it's just like, oh, you know what? You're all right. You're right.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
100%.
That's life. It has to
100%.
make sense for it to work. And that's just the bottom line. So I like that idea.
100%.
Did you comment on this, Amanda?
For me, I would market myself more. I mean, right now I make enough money and enough volume because I work by myself, do everything for myself.
Yeah.
But I would market myself some more.
Yeah.
So
That's good. So we're gonna move to our last topic, and it's funny because all the topics kind of have just been, gelling with each other, and this is what does happiness mean to adult you, right? Because when I was younger, if I just had to be a millionaire, right? And that was the only thing and then you get older and you realize, money is cool. I still need money to pay for my bills and support the kind of lifestyle that I want to live. But I just realized adult me, different things make me happy. Being able to sit with a group of people that look like me and talk about what we're trying to make different, how we're trying to accomplish things, this makes me happy. Having someone that you love and that you work hard for and you want to grow with them and you want to make sure their life is as good as yours, that makes me happy. But when you're younger, you don't think about those things. Happiness is just like, if I don't go to the NBA, if I don't be a rapper, the happiness meter changes as we get older. So the first question is, what happiness means to you now that you're grown? Go ahead, Jasmine.
Well, happiness to me is kind of like the path that I've been on, especially the last year since I quit my job. Just really living in my own truth and doing the things that I want to do and not feeling stuck doing things that I know I have no business doing. Because that's what I felt like at my job. It was a great job, but I felt stuck. So now that I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm already on my way to...
You my hero right now because I'm stuck.
straight up.
I'm stuck working.
You Martin Luther King.
And I'm not feeling what I'm
That's
doing.
another testament too, because for me, people tell me that all the time. They go, I want to be like you when I grow up, like grown people, like as a joke, right? And I'm like, wow, really? But I believe that everything I've done, anybody could do it, right? And that's why, like, even Cliff, he hit me up the other day. He's like, yo, I want to know how you do the building thing, you got time to talk? I'm like, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like at first when I was doing it, I was like, oh my God, a building, my own, like for real. And then now I'm like, yo, I'm in 5 years, 2 more. Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like just living in my truth. And honestly, for anybody trying to do what I did, I'm a shout out to DJ Matt Swade, right? Because he, a few years ago, just quit his job, right? To pursue, he does photography, DJ, all kinds of stuff, right? He just quit his job. And I was like, how do you do that, right? And then I was on the fence this past summer about going back to work again. And he said, if you don't make the room, the opportunities won't come to you. He pulled me backstage. I'm in the back of the recital. The kids was running around changing, crazy. And he was backstage. He was like, what you doing with that job thing? And I was like, I think I'm quitting. He was like, if you don't make the room, you won't have the space for other opportunities. Ever since I quit my job, my money been better. Everything been better. More building rentals. Everything.
Job is just over broke.
You have to be. You have to.
Just
It is.
over broke. It's a fact. As long as you're working. What a hater! Did I say that I made it up? No. But because y'all showed me love off of it, he hated. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
We was like, yes. He was like, no.
Your bitch tearing you down, right? You trying to shine
it be the one you love that'll do that. No, but I say that to say this: as long as you have a job, you keep your mindset to be like, okay, I'm gonna allocate my hours to do this. You don't grow. Your job determines how much more money you make, right? If you're doing your own thing, when people are sleeping, you bust your ass to make more money. And then you tell yourself, you know what, I'm ready to take a break. Not, you go to the job, you say, I want to take these days off, and they be like, well, is somebody backing you up? Be like, I don't know. Well, you can't take that time off.
When I put in days.
My dude, this is my time. I need this time off. I say that's why a job is just over broke. It keeps you stagnated. So it's beautiful to hear that.
I felt everything you said.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So back to the question is, what does happiness mean to grown sensei?
What does happiness mean?
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know.
We got like 6 minutes.
What does happiness mean? I don't
It's
know.
tough. And you know what's tough about that? Because you ask grown adults what happiness means to them, and they're stumped, which is sad.
But no, I
I'm not doing that to you. You ask married people,
You're right.
you ask
You know what?
everything. A lot of people like, what makes you happy? What's your happiness?
That's easy for me to fucking answer.
So go ahead, answer it. Take the pressure off of Sensei.
My motherfucking happiness. No, I love traveling. I love eating. I love hanging out with my kids. I love, like, everything that I love is my happiness.
Yeah.
The people around me, the food around me, like, that is my fucking happiness. Yoga, yeah.
She's a foodie. She's a foodie.
Greedy gut with the little butt. That's my fucking happiness. Like, all of that shit. I keep all the happiness in my life. Like, I need that.
What about you, Cliff? What does happening mean to grown Cliff?
To me, just taking care of the family, supporting my loved ones, because you know what, I didn't realize
From
that.
your mom.
Just taking care of my family and just taking care of my loved ones, the people who really matter to me, because I went through some stuff, and I seen, like, I always been a person, when the lights are bright, people want to be there. When them drinks is closed, you start seeing, like, okay, this is who I need to take care of. And just taking care of my family, and then it's not about the money thing, because I got a good job, I make good money, and then I thought, okay, you know, I'm stacking this paper. When the paper comes in, it's coming up. The paper don't even make me happy. It's just taking care of my family, knowing that if they call me tomorrow to support, I'm there.
Yeah,
that's what
good.
it is.
And, you know, happiness to me is also just like enjoying the time you get to spend with people, right? Because when you're younger, you get to hang out with your friends all the time. And then you become an adult. And sometimes people you love to death, you haven't spoke to in 6 months because everybody's busy.
Yeah.
So happiness is to be able to, like, play dominoes, play spades, eat good food, have a good time. Like, that's
memories.
valuable.
I feel like maybe the reason. No. No, because just hearing what y'all was saying, and maybe the reason why. Yeah, I was delayed.
Yeah.
I had to put in the password. I heard what y'all said, and the reason why it might have been difficult for me to answer before is because I live my happiness. I'm always doing the things.
So you're a
that
rich person.
make me happy. Like
You may not feel rich when you look at your bank account all the time,
Yeah.
but knowing what you just said makes you a rich
I
person.
take advantage of those moments.
Truly
You know what I'm saying? The moments that I have are life altering. Like they're things that matter to me most.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I've been on a bunch of trips, but I got a bunch more to take.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it, even
Yeah.
if it means I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it because I don't want to wait. And that's what I was trying to tell them about traveling and whatever. They was like, well, you know, I'm going to travel when I retire. And I was like, okay,
That's the
but
saddest thing.
it's
I know so
different
many
when you
older
retire.
people who
Yeah.
are 60-something, and now they're going to all these places. Now their body hurts.
Yeah.
Now they don't want to
They
be in
gonna
bathing
sleep most of the
suits.
trip.
Like, yo, you got to do that while you have the energy for it.
I do it.
So Stephanie, what does happiness mean to grown Stephanie?
Happiness is buying my house, making sure my kids are happy,
Yeah.
and just being happy for me. I always was happy for everybody else and trying to fix everyone else's problems.
Okay.
But now I'm taking time for Stephanie
Yeah.
and find out what do Stephanie love? What do I
Yeah.
want to do? Why do I
Yeah.
want to do this? I'm single now. Now I can let free. You know?
Stephanie, I was thinking about that. Because we got limited time. We got limited time, right? So I'm gonna
I hate that song.
listen.
Why does that work with the whole bartending
Yeah, it
thing,
does.
though?
All right, so the
No, you need to live
our
it.
last two questions, because we're running out of time, I got to group it together, right? So these are two separate questions, but I'm making it one question and 30 seconds each, right?
Okay.
So is happiness worth more than money? And what are you missing for true happiness right now? To me, happiness is worth more than money. Because if I'm just good, but I'm truly happy, then that means a lot to me. Because there's a lot of sad billionaires. There's billionaires. Look at Kate Spade. As much money Kate Spade had, she killed herself recently. And you would think, listen, it worked.
Did y'all see that one
Look at-
billionaire try to change his dick size and
I
die?
was just thinking about that.
Wow.
But you know
I didn't even know that.
Amanda,
Imagine having
listen
all
to
that
this.
money.
But you know what's so funny
Die that
about that?
way.
I thought I was about to speak about that. Let me tell you why. Because they say money can't buy you everything, but sometimes people get so rich they think it can, but it couldn't buy your life back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was gonna make his dick bigger, but then you can't even come back to life. You can't.
My thing is, if you got $1 billion,
This bitch gonna suck this little dick.
exactly.
She was.
Yo, listen, when you got $1 billion, that moan sound different. That moan feel good to you. Ooh.
Yo, this is.
Ooh. Women that look like Halle Berry, like, make me feel good when you got that kind of money. When that money hit. All right, because we got to wrap up. So anybody who has an answer to that question, give an answer.
I forgot the question. What was the question?
The question is happiness worth more than money, and what
No.
are you missing for true happiness?
All right, happiness isn't more than money, but if you live in your happiness, it could bring you money, you know? And
That's a
then
fact.
also, the only thing missing for me for true happiness, husband, kids.
Beautiful. I'm sorry, but we came to the end, so we got to wrap up the show. But I want to have you guys, shout out how people can follow you. You have an event next week on the 23rd, in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, Sip and Strut,
Yeah.
sexy adult dance class with her good looking. As you can see, everybody tore theirs up, so
Oh,
it's
it's so
good.
good.
Okay,
I might have to get some for the road.
It's on Saturday, March 23rd. It's a special birthday, 35th birthday edition.
And where is that? People need to know where they can
at
go.
Epic Dance 13742.
So it's gonna be at the
Gyro
dance
Broad.
studio.
Yes,
Nice.
the tickets are on sale. We're almost sold out again on Eventbrite. Type in
I like
Epic
that.
Dance.
Again.
Type in no, for real. We just did one last month. The next day, people like, when's the next one? For my birthday.
Eventbrite, type in Sip
Sip and Strut.
Sip and
or
Strut.
Epic Dance.
Epic Dance.
9 to whenever. I
It's
guess the
for
kids
men
go out.
and women, or just
It's
women?
just for women.
You gonna have my creepy ass in the window looking like.
But for the men out there, what I will say is that even though you cannot come in, if you wait outside around 12,
It's like the let out. It's like the let
telling you,
out. Smell
my dude,
good.
it's gonna be
Have you-
birthday. So you should go and buy the ticket for someone you want. You trying
Listen,
to get in?
I gotta talk to you.
Because I guarantee.
Good advice.
I'm telling you, 12, be outside, look good. Have your gorge?
She said look good.
What? Look good.
Yo, I gotta talk to you because I think we're gonna try to do some events at your
No,
spot.
we are. Me and Cliff.
Okay.
We
Okay.
are. We
Yeah,
speak
yeah,
into
yeah, yeah,
existence.
yeah.
Boom.
Yes.
Fact.
Yes.
Okay, so Stephanie, you shout out where people can reach out to you and stuff.
SPB bartending.
Yes.
Okay.
Private events if you need a bartender. If you need drinks, I also make bottle sizes, whatever you guys need. I love the support. Thank you guys so much.
Nice.
No problem.
And it tastes good. I ain't fronting. I want some more.
Them drinks
I'm
is
about
real
to eat the
good.
fruit out of this. Okay.
Do Epic Dance.
So
follow
the
us.
team, because we're running out of time, do your shout outs and
I mean, just shout out to two black sisters doing their thing. They
Yes,
came up and
yes,
support.
Yes, shout out
You know,
to
and
them.
just keep
Beautiful
working
black
hard,
women
you know
doing
what I
their
mean?
thing.
Independent
Beautiful.
women. Respect that.
Beautiful
That's it.
Shout out to my homeboy Jason and shout out to my homeboy Aleem and all my friends that support me.
Shout out to Amanda Candles because she's not shouting her candles.
Shout out to the
Smell
candles.
good.
Marketing.
And they can set the mood right if you burn it right, and then you follow it up with the passion fruit.
Fashion fruit.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Shout out,
Yeah. You
shout
know what I'm
out
saying?
to all our peoples out there. If you supporting the Views from the Friend Zone podcast, you checking in, you sharing. We love you. Keep doing that. Keep doing what you're doing. Black success, baby.
Peace.
Go to Amazon, get my book Where the Sun Doesn't Shine. It has a lot of elements of Queens, how we grew up and different things. Like I always tell everybody, go out there and chase your legacy because it lasts longer than your liabilities. And we out. Views from the Friend Zone. Peace.
Let's take a picture. No, these drinks.
I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo.